Wow. Uh, Elimination Friday did not disappoint. 6 teams faced elimination, but one stayed alive. The day began with game four. There were 6 game fours, but it all began with the Isles and Florida, and this time the Islanders got the job done. 5-1 big blowout win. A lot of overtime today, and the first one to go to overtime was Nashville and Arizona. It was a crazy finish, but it was yet another case of what we've seen in the series. Nashville would outshoot Arizona, yet Arizona would put pucks in the net. A few times they actually had shots on goal. However, this time Nashville was kind of ready, unlike Game 3, and with about 30 seconds left, Philip Forsberg, no relation to Peter, obviously, puts it in. So they go to OT, first OT in that series, and Brad Richardson puts it away. He had an open net. All he had to do was tap it in. So Arizona knocked out Nashville, and Nashville, that was their last shot in this window. I think their window's about shut. That team's not winning, and it serves them right because A, they got rid of PK Subban, stupid move. B, they fired Peter Laviolette, the coach who got them to the Stanley Cup Final, stupid move. And C, they hired John Hines, the idiot who messed up in New Jersey. The stupidest move. What did they expect? And Arizona moves on. This is their first playoff series win since 2012, which was the only time that they ever advanced out of round one. That was the year they made it all the way to the conference final, where they ran into a team that was even higher than them, the eventual Cup champion Kings. And we go from hot to not. Pittsburgh. Oh, God. Oh, my God. That was a very sickening display by the Penguins. It's like they just said, well, we're just not going to try. Even worse, they lost like that on Sidney Crosby's birthday. The only time he's ever going to play meaningful hockey on his birthday, because August is supposed to be an off month, but the pandemic kind of skewed things. So Sid was actually playing on the day he turned 33 years of age, which is still young, especially in hockey. But he's played for 15 years, and that adds up. Pittsburgh didn't even show up. It was just basically Crosby, Jerry. They started Tristan Jarry, and a bunch of people. Not even Malkin and Gensel came to play. It was horrible. And Jarry kept things afloat until he couldn't anymore. Lehkonen with 4:11 left, and then Shea Weber, this long 200-footer, a slow rolling puck that slow ass Chris Letang couldn't even catch. Ugh. Very pathetic display. The only consolation, if there is one, regarding the Penguins is because this counts as the playoffs, their streak is not threatened. So their playoff streak continues. However, this is the first time since the 05-06 season, which was Crosby's rookie year. It's the first time since then that they are not in the traditional 16-team playoffs. So that's gone, but the playoff streak still stays around, still sticks around for another year. And we go from one 12 seed to another. The Blackhawks got Connor McDavid out. Kubalik, who had that 5-point game one on Saturday, he scored the game winner about 8.5 minutes into the third period, and that held up. So Chicago has moved on. And where are all these people now that say, well, this isn't for Chicago and Montreal. They don't deserve to be in this thing. They were too horrible. They sucked. They shouldn't be in this playoffs. Really. Montreal got Crosby out. Chicago got Connor McDavid out. Tell me again how they didn't deserve to be in this thing. Toronto faced elimination, but they avoided it. But it wasn't easy. Remember how Toronto was up 3-0 and blew it? It was payback time. It was payback time in Game 4. As the saying goes, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and the Leafs were down 3-0 late, and I mean late, with about 4 minutes left in regulation. Then they put on a 1-2-3 overtime, and then Austin Matthews puts it in on the power play. The 10-second it only took 10 seconds in that power play, but he scored 13-10 into that extra frame, and as a result, we have a Game 5, Toronto and Columbus. So they stick around, and but though Toronto has had some bad luck in the last couple of years in do or die games in the playoffs, but this is Boston they're playing, so this could work. And the game that just ended recently, that also went to overtime. And a wild shootout of a game between the Canucks and the Minnesota Wild. And as I often do with playoff overtime, and this was the third of the day, I sit down in time and I get ready to drink this in because I expect a long overtime. What happened? 11 seconds in, game's over. At least I got to see it this time. I actually missed the 11-second overtime that happened in the Stanley Cup Final in 2011. But yeah, Chris Tanev, 11 seconds in, scores. Vancouver advances. And I mentioned 2011 before tonight. That was the last time they won a postseason series. The 2011 Western Conference Final was their last playoff series win, and they haven't won one since. And that includes the following year when they were the President's Trophy winner, and the Kings killed them. And with that, the western half of the qualifying round is over, and things are getting clearer after day 7. So, the qualifying round winners in the West are the 7th seeded Canucks, the 8th seeded Calgary Flames, the 11th seeded Arizona Coyotes, and the 12th seeded Chicago Blackhawks. Those are the 4 that will represent the West, that complete the Western Conference playoff picture. So they're part of the Western Conference's Elite 8. But now, and we do know who's going to play who, but the matchups aren't set yet. Which brings us to, the weekend, but starting with tomorrow. Tomorrow begins the last part of the round robin games. And it's what I call the gold medal half of each of these games. I say gold medal because the winner gets number 1 in the conference. It's the Avalanche against the Vegas Golden Knights, and that's an important game. Because the Knights in this round robin have been doing it with offense. They haven't given up a lot of goals, but they've scored quite a bit. They scored 11 goals in the 2 games. 5 against Dallas and 6 against St. Louis. The Avalanche have been doing it with timely offense, but also with great defense. We've only scored 6 goals total, but we've only given up 1 in this round robin, and that was the goal that was scored by Perron on Sunday, the first game. The winner gets number 1. Number 1 plays Chicago. Number 2, the defeated team in this game, plays Arizona. So that should be very interesting. The East round robin, it's Tampa Bay and Philly. That's for the number 1 seed. Now, certain series. Now the other series isn't. One series in the East isn't finished yet, but the teams that advance to the eastern half of the qualifying round, the 6th seeded Hurricanes, the 7th seeded Islanders, and the 12th seeded Canadians. The 8-9 series is still going on. Now, Tampa Bay and Philly, the winner plays Montreal. The winner plays Montreal. The losing team plays whoever wins tomorrow's Game 5. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, because it's 6, 7, 8. It's 6, 7, and 12. Those are the seeds. Montreal is the worst seed remaining, and Carolina's the highest seed. And whoever wins Game 5 will be below number 7, which is the Islanders. So yeah. So Tampa Bay and Philly. Whoever wins faces Montreal in round 1. Whoever loses plays whoever wins Game 5 tomorrow. And I have to mention the other round robin games. St. Louis and Dallas. Those are the bronze medal games. That's Sunday. For the third seed in the conference. St. Louis and Dallas. Winner faces Calgary. Winner faces Calgary. The losing team faces Vancouver. And in the East game, which is Washington and Boston, which is also Sunday, the winner faces the Islanders. The losing team faces Carolina. So we could get a rematch of the Eastern Conference Final in round one. And of course, Sunday is Game 5, the only qualifying round game left. Toronto and Columbus. The winner faces whoever loses Saturday's game between uh, Philly and Tampa Bay. So, you got all that? Good. So, that's my recap of day 7. It's a crazy night. Eliminations galore, but one stayed alive, and that was Toronto. And we got a lot of overtime, so that made it an insane night. So, I'll be back tomorrow night to review day 8 and get you prepared for the final day. So with that, I say enjoy the home stretch of this round robin and the qualifying round, and I'll be back tomorrow night.